Hi and welcome to Talking Shop. This is EKM's look at the world of e-commerce news. I'm Mike Graveston and this is Jessie Caldwell.
Hello.
We're from the EKM marketing team. Coming up in this month's episode,
The UK data reform bill aims to scrap red tape and pointless paperwork, but what will it mean for online retail? 85% of consumers rely on video when they shop online. EKM partners with Avasam to provide a UK-based dropshipping solution. And Meta unveils Avatar Store to enable users to purchase luxury brands for their avatars.
So on to the first story, and this is that the UK has a data reform bill that is currently sort of going through its usual stages of what government do with these bills. And this is all part of how we obviously left the European Union a couple of years ago, and part of the legacy of that is that you start to form your own rules away from obviously the centralised European Union. A big part of one of these bills and laws that we've adhered to, I'm looking at one right now on my screen, is obviously GDPR rules and laws that the EU have, and it's been something that they've developed quite a lot over, obviously everyone has over the past decade or so, particularly in this part of the world, in Europe. And so, during the Queen's speech, which is in May, part of what the government had proposed there was to introduce a new data reform bill. Now, with obviously having a Conservative government, you can make your assumptions on what sort of approach they'll have to this, which tends to usually be, it's that classic cutting of red tape, not as much legislation as you might expect from sort of maybe other types of government, and that's exactly sort of what they're proposing, which I think definitely sort of leads into the more pro-business sort of side of things. So what they want to do is they're claiming they're going to make online retail simpler. Part of that is by taking away the cookie alerts on the bottom of your screen. So it's sort of, you're not getting that alert that it's placing cookies on your browser that are then going to track you around the internet. Another one of the things is they're removing the need for a data protection officer. So I'm not 100% certain what the actual amount of people, requirements are for you to need a DPO, which is a data protection officer, but they want to do away with that. But then what that would mean is apparently they're going to try and replace it with a more senior member of your team taking on that responsibility. So although that sounds like they are cutting red tape, you might still need a central person. Someone's
going to be in charge, but their title will just be a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I think you'd probably be going into your boss going, you're giving me all this responsibility, I don't get the title. So that's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, but this is going to be one of those things that sort of, considering, I mean, we're filming this on the 6th of July, a night after two cabinet ministers have resigned. This may not be at the top of the priority list, I don't think, at the moment for the government. So
no, I'm going to guess it's not a complete top of mind at the minute, but one of the things that it said in the article is now instead of it being an opt-in system, it'll be an opt-out system.
Yes.
So rather than having to click a box to say that you accept cookies, it will be you would let your browser know what you want your default to be.
Yes.
And then if you want to change that on an individual website, then you'd have the opportunity to change that per whatever.
Yeah.
Wherever you're shopping.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Visiting.
Yeah, I think it would be wrong to say that this is sort of a blanket sort of being wanton with people's data rights or anything like that. You are still going to have the choice.
Yeah.
It's just the way that that's presented to you, and whether it's a sort of a reminder over and over again. I don't think anyone's under any illusions that the people will still value people's data protection rights and stuff. So it's nothing really to do with that. It's just more about the systems in place. But this is one of those things that you do tend to find. We left the European Union, so now we have to make new laws. What you might find is a lot of the things that we actually implement, they'll look at and they'll go, oh, actually, that makes sense. And that's sort of that's just how these things develop, really. One country looks at another saying, how are you doing things? A bit like how businesses share ideas. So I do
feel like overall it's going to be a more streamlined and enjoyable experience for the end user when you're visiting a website to shop. I know personally, coming as an American in the US when I came over, we didn't really have something that was similar to GDPR. So the accept all cookies button drove me absolutely crazy because it was something that I totally wasn't used to. And I suppose when it was implemented in the EU, it probably was similar for you guys when you were starting to have to click that button all the time. It was really, really obnoxious.
Yeah,
so, and personally, I'm excited to see that go away.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, it does take these sort of disruptions or changes in the bureaucracy of it all, I guess, to make people look at things again and think, can we actually be a little bit more lax on this and that sort of thing. So I think whatever we introduce, the EU are certainly going to look at it themselves, I think, without doubt. Right, let's move on to 85% of consumers rely on video when they shop online. Now, I always like to provide a bit of context into where this research has come from. It's come from Bright Cove, who are a video platform. However, very relevant, I do think, still.
Yes.
I was even just shopping the other night, and I was really happy when I saw a product that I wanted. It was a pair of sunglasses. So I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks. There was a video there, so I could see it from different angles. And I really appreciated that.
Yeah, definitely appreciate that. I love seeing a video, especially if it's like a technical product and you can kind of see how easy it is to use, or on high value products, I think, especially if you're going to spend a lot of money on something, you want to know that you're making the right investment. But specifically, I think a lot of what it talked about in the video, in the article, it didn't talk as much about a video on the checkout page. It was talking a lot about like shopping off of live videos and that kind of thing as well, which is a video shopping concept that still is so new to me that I don't really think about it.
I was reading something very similar the other day where they were talking about like the shopping channels that you have, about how a lot of them are integrated, like sort of Apple Pay. So while you're watching your QVCs of the world and you use these massive offers that obviously they're trying to make it more streamlined, you can purchase off them instead of doing the whole ring up and you go onto a number and what have you, the really traditional way. And they're trying to streamline it, which I sort of, I think, do you remember when we were talking about, was it TikTok or one of the platforms was going to do like a live shopping experience over Christmas and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think it was TikTok.
Yeah,
I did. We've had this with the QVC conversation. We've done
and we kind of thought, well, is it had its day? But then you think, well, people do like watching things, being demonstrated, and then the live aspect makes people, as a consumer, as a business, makes people sort of almost panic into buying it. I don't know. That sort of seems like the.
So there's what used to be the video aspect of shopping is so much bigger than it used to be. It's live, like we said. It's a video on a product page. It's also going on TikTok or on Instagram, typing in a product name and see if you can find independent reviews, those sorts of things. Like there's so many different aspects of what video is when you're shopping online.
Yeah, demonstration videos as well. Something I watch a lot on YouTube, how to sort of.
Yeah, they talked about video reviews in this article as well. So, but I think it's becoming increasingly important to people of that authenticity, being able to see the product that you're buying from all different angles, like you said, knowing what the quality is like, being able to get an idea what the size is like, what its function is, and basically what people think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are sort of looking at the way you present your products, but also how you market them, video is king. And I think we've known that for quite a long time. Hey, we're in the news! EKM partners with Avasam to provide a UK-based dropshipping solution. We have teamed up with a company called Avasam, who are very much a UK-based dropshipping solution, who have UK suppliers, merchants, and fulfillment as well. So what that means is, if you're new to dropshipping and you're not quite sure what it is basically is where you're just the front end, if that makes sense. You don't stock the items or actually carry out the fulfillment and send them out to the customer. You leave that to someone else. So you're basically a marketing tool and a shop front for those products. Mm-hmm. Now, you might carefully craft the products yourself, whether it's sort of homemade goods or whatever. But what this does allow you to do is also, on top of those products, you can actually fill out your shop a little bit more by, sort of, and in turn that will drive people to your website and maybe increase the basket value and stuff like that.
Exactly. So I think when dropshipping first began, most of the dropshipping products would be coming from China.
Yeah.
So what that meant is there was really long wait times for the end user.
Yes.
So they would purchase from you, then you would put in the order to China, and then depending on how long it would take to get from China to wherever in the world your customer is, could be weeks or even sometimes months.
Yeah.
So having a UK-based supplier kind of removes that extra wait time and makes it a more more reasonable for your customer, and they may not even ever have to know that it is a dropship good, because the lead time would be almost exactly.
Yeah, it would be like a 1 to 3 day shipping.
Exactly, yeah.
Instead of the 5 to 10, 12 days that you do see from sort of Chinese products, don't you?
And really great as well for businesses that are just starting out, that maybe don't have like a big warehouse where they could keep goods.
Yes.
Because you don't have to store anything. You can just leave it to somebody, make it somebody else's problem.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you're dead right. The interesting thing about this as well, do check out the article that we've done for the EKM blog. But the flip side of this is that this partnership that we've done with Avasam is sort of mutually beneficial in the fact that if you make your own products, Avasam are very much interested in people becoming suppliers themselves. So you could become a supplier to Avasam for all sorts of marketplaces, whether that's eBay, whether it's different e-commerce platforms, in all transparency, whether it's Amazon, whatever it may be, all those can lead into Avasam, and they're sort of like a central hub, and you could be a supplier as well. So that might be something you want to look into.
Huge opportunity for small businesses.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they're only going to want to grow that supplier base as well. So definitely look into that, and we're really excited about that partnership as well. So look into it. I always got to put one of these in. It's like the bee in my bonnet. As soon as I hear Meta, the metaverse,
you get your old band cap on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, what is this metaverse? NFTs, any of that stuff. Meta unveils Avatar store to enable users to purchase luxury brands for avatars. Avatar, of course, is your digital cartoon self.
Have you built an avatar on Facebook yet?
No, not on Facebook.
No. Okay.
I did the. I feel like it was an independent company. Then Apple took it over, and it became your face on your Apple Watch and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it
I've
nodded
got one
your
of
head
those,
and that sort
but
of thing.
you can do it on Facebook as well, so that when you can do like custom replies and response, like emojis, but with your own likeness.
No.
You definitely will have seen it. Either it's like 100 people that just.
I think maybe I'm thinking of the same thing, but I just maybe not use it on
anyway,
Facebook.
there's a Facebook version of it that you can build your avatar. So that's, I shouldn't call it Facebook anymore because there's Meta now.
Meta, yes, it's all a big umbrella. Yeah.
So Meta. So what they're doing now is that that you will be able to buy designer clothing for your avatar. So the designers that they mentioned were Balenciaga, Prada, and Tom Brown.
Yeah.
Tom Brown. So there you go.
What
if you are so into fashion that even the digital version of yourself must be expensive.
But see, this is again, it comes back to this. So what is the concept of high fashion on an avatar? Because you would in the physical, you would say that the item of clothing is better made, or better material, or thicker material, or a more rare material, or that sort of thing. This is just pixels. I can't make a pixel rarer, can I?
There are some designer luxury goods that are really just for the name.
Well, yes, of course, yeah.
Like the shirts that literally say just Gucci
the name,
across
Gucci,
the front.
yeah.
Probably not that much better made than your average.
Well, no, exactly, and that's
So I really think it is just hey, look at. I want you to know I bought this branded item. I think it is really just so people can. Maybe there'll be limited edition. That might be cool.
Yes.
If there's a limited release, so only 100 people in the metaverse can have this specific item. Maybe that could be kind of cool, I suppose.
I guess, yeah, because that's the thing. A control of a commodity is what gives its value, isn't it, really? That's why everything gets regulated.
It's one of those things that people don't have to purchase it, so they can make it, and if nobody buys it, then... But people will, won't they?
Well, I want to know...
Someone's going to buy it.
Can I go to Turkey and buy a knockoff a knockoff Prada t-shirt and then put it on my avatar, and no one will know the difference?
Do you think there's like a knockoff version somewhere in the metaverse where you can visit like a corner and you go in and then down the stairs?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can buy the knockoff Prada.
It looked like a vape shop from the outside, but you go downstairs. We've all been there. Right. I think we'll leave it at that this week. This month, I should say, with the metaverse confusing me as always. And just forget, copyright infringement and trademark infringement is bad no matter where it is.
Yes.
Especially in the metaverse.
Especially in the metaverse.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our EKM channel for all the latest videos, including some really fun series we've got going on, including EKM Unboxed, which we've got loads of new episodes coming up of. And until next month, have a good one.